A beautiful morning to our viewers across the world. It's Ayo Adams here on the sports segment of The Weekend Show, and I'll be walking you through all the happenings in the world of sports, majorly the Champions League, and we'll talk about tennis, and then we'll go talk about the major fixtures coming up this weekend. Well, let's start with tennis, as German superstar Alexander Zverev escaped a heavy ban from the ATP governing body after a violent outburst at the tournament in Mexico. After cursing at the chair umpire following a questionable call, Zverev striked 4 swings at the umpire's chair with a racket in a fit of rage. Afterwards, he was appropriately defaulted from the tournament and fined $40,000 and had his prize money slated for the event withdrawn. After multiple investigations by the ATP, it was discovered that the world number 3 had committed a major offense, but has gotten away with just a slap on the wrist. The German came out to tender an apology and showed regrets for his actions. And the ATP clearly stated that if that action continues, he would receive an hefty fine. Well, let's move into Premier League. In the early hours of Friday, after much deliberation, the UK government has slated heavy sanctions on former Chelsea owner Roman Abramovich following his affiliation with Russian President Vladimir Putin. The sanctions saw all his UK assets frozen and any business relative to his time as Chelsea's owner in the UK. The effects of these sanctions have serious impact on Chelsea Football Club, and they are as follows: no contract or transfers, no sales of merchandise, no sale of the club until further notice, no new tickets allowed, no away fans allowed at the Stamford Bridge, and only season ticket holders at games at the Champions League. At Chelsea fans took to Twitter to display their outrage with the hashtag Leave Our Club Alone. Afterwards, Chelsea manager Thomas Tuchel also stated that, while speaking to BBC, that as long as we have enough shirts and a bus to drive to the games, we will be there. Those are strong words from the head coach to keep instilling confidence in his players as they all look for a way out of this difficult situation that they found themselves in. Late last night, the sale of Chelsea Football Club has now been given a go by the UK government after multiple deliberations. So kudos to the Chelsea fans, and I'm really, really excited and happy for them that their club might get a new owner, which might see the club move to higher standards. Well, yesterday at noon, we had France Football, the governing body over the prestigious award, the Ballon d'Or, made changes to the rules governing and guiding the award after much deliberation and criticism by fans of football across the world about the recent awards and how it's been given. The changes were made and are in 4 forms, and they are as follows: a more consistent schedule. Now, because the award was originally designed to celebrate the best player of the year, since then, no change has been taken at this level. And then the second one we have, if you can get the slide up on the screen, the second one we have, because the second rule states that even a more stronger list, because the Ballon d'Or begins as soon as the famous list of nominees are drawn up, 30 for men, 20 for women, and 10 for the Yashin and Copper trophies, it was decided to reinforce these essential steps. Then the third upgrade was a more demanding voting system, which players and fans and football lovers across the world have been complaining about, which is because the Ballon d'Or has gone from 16 European jurors since 1956 to 170 in 2021 spread all over the world, it can boast of an astonishing and indisputable universality. And the number 4 rule was a more clearer rule because the rules have not changed much since their inception and the criteria frequently give rise to debate. We thought it appropriate to refresh the hierarchy of the constituent elements in the vote for the greater consistency and clarity and avoid any ambiguities. So this rule that we made up, these new rules that have been put up by the governing body, the France Football magazine, is just to uphold and strengthen the major award called the Ballon d'Or, which fans have been criticizing across the world. That it's been slow, it's journalists across the world who don't really watch football that votes now. It's giving a more clearer rule and it's giving a more clearer standard to how the award will proceed. How do you feel about the new upgrades? Let us know on our social media handles at The Weekend Show NG. And now we move on to our very own superstar, of the Super Falcons captain, Asisat Oshoala. And she has now extended her contract with FC Barcelona Femení during the week till 2024. Since joining the Catalan side, she has played a total of 101 games, scoring 78 goals in the process and creating 11 assists. Her silverware cabinet with the club is nothing short of remarkable too, as she's won 1 Champions League, 2 league titles, 1 Spanish Queen's Cup, and 1 Spanish Super Cup. We wish Asisat Oshoala the best, the girl who hailed from Ikorodu, who, despite all odds, have come out on top as champion. She plays for FC Barcelona, has now extended our tenure to 2024. We wish her well. We wish her to continue scoring goals. We wish her to see major milestones. Now let's move to the Champions League, where former champions Liverpool have now progressed to the quarterfinals of the Champions League after qualifying on the 2-1 aggregate. Liverpool, the Reds, lost to Inter Milan at home in Anfield after a sublime strike from Argentine Lautaro Martinez, which saw Liverpool receive their first defeat of the campaign, but then still progress into the next round thanks to two goals from the first leg in Italy. We move to their counterpart, the reigning Premier League champions, Manchester City, now join their English counterparts in the last 8 as they did all the hard work in the first leg in Portugal, thrashing Sporting 5-0, and then scoring it off in a goalless encounter in the second leg at the Etihad as Pep Guardiola stepped down the strength of his squad in preparation for the next round. Another team who has seen progression into the next round is Bayern Munich. The German machine Bayern put to bed the doubts of slacking off at the Allianz Arena when they drew 1-1 to Salzburg in the first leg. It took no time before marksman Robert Lewandowski opened the show in the 12th minute of the game and wrapped up his hat-trick within 23 minutes. As Thomas Müller got the brace, Leroy Sané, accompanied with Serge Gnabry, both got 1 goal each as the Bavarians now cruise to the quarterfinals. Finally, on the Champions League, it was a tie that has been seen to be done and dusted at halftime of the game when World Cup winner Kylian Mbappe struck at the Santiago Bernabeu. Unknowingly to him and the rest of the world, that was a show that has not begun, as his French teammate Karim Benzema took on the weight of a champion and delivered a brilliant hat-trick in 17 minutes at the front of the home fans, accompanied with Croatian maestro Luka Modric in the middle of the park. PSG capitulated, and it's not the first time they've done that. They've previously thrown away ties within their grasp, despite reeling in superstar transfers during the window. One of the most talented squad in the world, which was dubbed to be the team to win the Champions League, with 7-time Ballon d'Or winner Lionel Messi, World Cup winner and 4-time Champions League winner Sergio Ramos, Euro best player and goalkeeper Gigi Donnarumma, who made that error to cause the first goal, youngster right back the Moroccan Achraf Hakimi, were all part of the big name signing that came into PSG, but they've yet failed again to achieve that milestone that they've craved for many years. But that's all the major updates on the Champions League and all the other happenings in the world. But now let's go to the fixtures across the weekend. We start with the Premier League, which has reached its match day 29. As the first game of the weekend will start in Brighton, as they will take on Liverpool. Brentford will be at home to Burnley to see if they can secure 3 points. Manchester United will see if they can throw away that shameful performance last weekend at against Manchester City as they go toe-to-toe with Conte's Tottenham. And on Sunday, we're going to have Chelsea, the club who is currently going through a rough patch, playing Newcastle, who has not lost any game in 9 outings. We're going to have West Ham, who are going to be taking on Steven Gerrard's Aston Villa. Leeds United will be looking to turn back the bad deficit that they've had since the exit of their head coach Marcelo Bielsa, and they brought in March, and he's not done anything since then. So it's going to be a relegation battle between Leeds and Norwich. Everton will be taking on Wolves, as Arsenal, who have been in remarkable form so far this season with their brilliant youngsters Bukayo Saka, Emil Smith-Rowe, Odegaard have been in brilliant form so far this season, and Gabriel Martinelli. They will be taking on Leicester City, who has the Nigerian superstars Wilfred Ndidi, Kelechi Iheanacho, and Ademola Lookman, who was just called up for the national team. Let's see how that game turns out. And on Monday, it will be Patrick Vieira's Crystal Palace are going to be taking on current champions Manchester City. Now let's move to La Liga. We now have the match day 28 in the Spanish La Liga, where Levante will open the day playing against Espanyol, and Granada will be at home to Elche, as Villarreal will host Celta Vigo, where Getafe will also be playing Valencia 9 p.m. on Saturday. And on Sunday, Rayo Vallecano will be taking on second place Sevilla, as Real Betis will be playing Atletico Bilbao. Real Sociedad, finding new form, will be taking on Alaves, as Barcelona, who are on a run of 11 games unbeaten in the La Liga, will be taking on Osasuna in the last game of the day on Sunday. And on Monday, Mallorca will be at home to Real Madrid, who just came from a brilliant comeback against PSG. Now let's move to the final match day of the week. We go to the SERIA A match day 29, where we have Salernitana will be taking on Sassuolo. Sampdoria will be playing Juventus, while AC Milan, on top of the log, will be playing Empoli. And on Sunday, we'll see Fiorentina play Bologna, where Verona will play Napoli, who dropped from the first position. Udinese will take on Mourinho's men AS Roma, who are on a good winning streak. Atalanta will play Genoa, while Torino will play reigning champions Inter Milan. And on Monday, Lazio will tough it out with Venezia. Or you can go on to our Instagram page and Twitter and Facebook and YouTube to leave your comments about everything that has happened. How do you feel about the Ballon d'Or's new rule upgrade? How do you feel about Chelsea's current situation? How do you feel about Asisat Oshoala's extension to 2024? Let us know in the comment section on all our social media platforms. I remain your host, Ayo Adams, and I'll be seeing you next week. Don't forget to follow The Weekend Show at The Weekend Show NG. See you next time. Bye-bye.